What's up, everybody? Welcome to this week's episode of Betting in the Booth podcast. Thank you all so much for support to this point. Very much appreciate it. I'm recording this on a different day that I'm going to post this. So I'm going to do a thing I don't usually do. But I'm basically going to be in Chicago this week. And given the World Baseball Classic will start while I'm in Chicago, I wanted to put out the predictions. Sadly, no guest, just to be me. But I did fill out a bracket. I'm going to run through the teams, and basically give my feel of how this plays out. But yeah, so that's why this is pre-recorded. No guest, sadly. It is what it is. Won't be going live this week. The following week, I'm not sure either because I'm going to the World Baseball Classic this year. So we'll see what happens. But let's get right into it. So this is the full bracket, pool play, quarterfinals, semifinals, and then the championship. Pool A is going to be in Puerto Rico. Pool B is going to be in Houston. Pool C is in Japan. And Pool D is in Miami. I'm going to be at games in Pool B and Pool D. So let's go through the pools. I'm going to go through all the teams in it, and then tell you why I picked what. So Puerto Rico's pools: Puerto Rico, Cuba, Canada, Panama, and Colombia. I think Canada's a very sneaky team that should be keep an eye out for. As much as I picked Puerto Rico and Cuba, I think Puerto Rico 100% is coming out of this pool, as much as they're not having one of their best teams they've had because due to the insurance issues that they've had. I still think they will 100% come out of this pool. Cuba and Canada, I think, are the flips. I could see either or. I just have more belief in the Cuba roster than Canada. But I think this is Canada's most favorable pool they've ever had in the World Baseball Classic for them to advance. However, though, I do have Puerto Rico 1, Cuba 2, advancing to the quarterfinals. And the quarterfinals are all in America. The top Pool A and B will be in Houston. Pool C and D will be in Miami, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. Let me clarify that before I say it, and then it turns out I'm wrong. And be like, whoops. And basically, then again, basically it's the same thing anyway. Bracket. Yes. Well, let me see. I think it's like no, that doesn't matter. So yeah, I know the quarterfinals are in Houston, Miami. I imagine these two would be the Houston ones, and these two would be Miami. I could be wrong, and then it all concludes in Miami. But yeah, so I have Puerto Rico 1, Cuba 2. Honestly, could even be flip flop who finishes top and who finishes bottom. So now Houston pool is United States, Mexico, Italy, Great Britain, and Brazil. U.S. I think 100% is going to be coming through. The tough news they did get is Tariq Skubal's only pitching one game in the whole World Baseball Classic, which definitely sucks. But they do have a much stronger rotation where it won't necessarily be the end of the world than past years. You still have Matthew Boyd and a whole bunch of other arms. Not necessarily as good as Skubal, but at least that are good enough that you could still be competitive. So definitely be a tough loss. Great Britain, Brazil, I don't think really have a good shot. Honestly, they're probably going to be the game of like deciding who qualifies for the next tournament, which while I'm on here, I'm curious because I haven't looked it up. When is the next World Baseball Classic after this year? Say anything about when the next one is? Let's see. Do it this way. 23, 2031. Let's do it this way. No, doesn't say anything there. Say anything there. Well, there were some friendly games. Huh. Yeah. Oh yeah, so quarterfinals. Oh, so it's actually yeah. So the A and B will be Houston. C and D will be Miami. Um, don't see. No, I'm gonna look it up. When is the next baseball after 2026? Officially scheduled for 2030, but it could end up being earlier, it could end up being later. That's what they're seeming to say. So, I'll even, you know what? I'll even give the teams I think that will, even if they don't advance, would at least qualify for the next tournament. I think for Pool A, that's gonna be Canada. I think Canada and or Cuba, whoever doesn't come out, will for sure be a lock. And then I'm gonna say Colombia over Panama. Panama doesn't have great team per se, so I think it will be these three in Colombia that qualify for the next one, and then Panama will have to go back to the qualifiers. For Pool B, I think Italy and Mexico really can flip flop. I'm picking Italy. I think they have a better team. Great Britain, Brazil, I think will be that game of like who qualifies for 2030 and who doesn't. If I had to pick, I'm not even like truly sure. Like the tickets for the game is like $5 to get in, which says a lot about how rough that game's gonna be. I guess if I had to throw in a pick of who's gonna qualify, and Mexico's for sure gonna qualify. No matter who doesn't be the second team between Italy and Mexico, they're for sure gonna qualify for 2020, 2030. 2030. Between Great Britain and Brazil, I guess I'd give I don't know. I guess I'll just say Brazil, but I'm not really that confident. Pool C, which is in Japan, between Japan, Australia, Korea, Czech, and Chinese Taipei. Japan's 100% coming out of this pool as the winner. As much as some of the other Australia could be sneaky, Korea could be sneaky, and Chinese Taipei could be sneaky. It could be Japan. I'm not even having to think twice. Second team, you can honestly debate between Australia, Korea, and Chinese Taipei, but I do think Australia has the better team of the three. And then, as much as I kind of small root for Czech Republic, I don't think they're going to qualify for 23. I think they're going to be the team that has to go back through the qualifiers. And then Miami pool, Dominican, Venezuela, Netherlands, Israel, and Nicaragua. I have DR winning this pool. They, as usual, stacked team. I have Venezuela finishing in second. As much as Netherlands are a sneaky team, I just do not see them coming out of this pool. I think they will qualify for 2030, though. And due to the past of Israel and Nicaragua, which I'll actually be, that's the game I'm going to in Miami. I am going to say that Israel qualifies, but maybe Nicaragua pulls off a shocker and ends up being the one to qualify. Oddly enough, by the way, this is the for sure game I'm getting in Houston. Might be going to US-Mexico too, but that's not for sure. So that's what I have in the pool play round. Quarterfinals between Cuba, not how I'd work out is it's winner versus runner-up between the pools. So I would have USA versus Cuba. As much as Cuba's got a sneaky team, no chance they're beating the United States. And Australia, Dominican Republic, I don't think Aussies are going to be able to beat DR. Oh, this is actually going to be in Miami, and this would be in. Oh, interesting. So this would be Houston. This would be Houston. This would be Miami. This would be Houston. This would be Miami. That makes more sense. But as much as like Australia has a nice story, DR is a way better team. 100% picking Dominican Republic. Quarterfinals: Puerto Rico, Italy, I have Puerto Rico, Italy, and Mexico have solid teams, but honestly, I'm just not sure if they're going to have enough. Though they could end up having enough, but I don't know. And then Japan, Venezuela. Venezuela's a nice team, but I have Japan advancing. U.S., Dominican Republic. U.S. has got the better team. Puerto Rico, Japan. I have Japan setting up a rematch of last year's championship, and I have the U.S. because of one simple thing. Ohtani not pitching, I think, will have a effect on Japan, not having him be able to pitch. And not to say they don't have any pitchers. They do have some pitchers on their team this year. They have Kikuchi. They have Tsuyoki Sagano, who was an MLB for a short bit. Yoshinori Yamamoto and a few other guys here and there from like their own league. But at the end of the day, I just don't think they're going to have enough to beat the U.S. So my official prediction for the World Baseball Classic this year is the United States to win it all. We will see how it plays out with the tournament this year. And that's my official predictions. Thank you for watching and listening. If you're new to YouTube, leave a like, subscribe, and for those when I go live and post a video. If you're new on audio, follow the podcast and review. Notification so notify when I post on there. Thank you so much for watching and listening. And I'll see you in the next episode, whenever that will be. Bye.